off my back. There are a lot of people that I spend time responding to that I probably shouldn't and know that I really will regret it later. Kappa will most likely never get a response. She's just not, it's piddles.
So I feel like on a
So she
friendship
can sit
level,
on
though.
any panel and say anything and it's fine. But I've also seen the disrespect and the things that Kappa has been saying about me, but I don't, that don't, Kappa just be just spouting opinions about shit that just don't even whatever, you know? So I have to just let that be what it is. A lot of people opinions are based on who they like at the time. So when Kiana get her, she'll stop. Kiana get everybody she round, so she'll get her. What's up, Tigger?
Hey, Bookie Bear. So what I wanted to say was, for a friendship, if I am more invested in that friendship and something happens or goes awry, I will be more hurt because of the simple fact that it wasn't reciprocated.
Agreed.
Because it wasn't more reciprocated. So, for that, but if I didn't care about you like that,
So
it
no
would
for
be
two
off my
dollar.
back.
I agree with you, Tigger. So no for $2, but yes for BK. AJ. No for $2 because $2 didn't have a reason. Yes for BK because BK called himself being messy and it kind of slip slided us down this slope. But as his friend, he done learned how and how not to be messy with me, and we fine. So yeah, I think again there's a difference. What the llama's asking.
That shit hit different when you really fuck with somebody and I'll speak on myself. Like, I really fucked with Kiana. I never disrespected her. She was a person I really looked up to. I thought she gave good advice. And then one day she just flipped on me, and I realized, like, she get pleasure out of seeing other people talk shit to me or, like, drag me. She like it. Them kind of things you just gotta separate from. It ain't no beef. I don't disrespect her. I don't speak ill about her. I never will. It's just I just noticed who
They
you
say
are.
I'm not smart enough.
Yeah, you gotta watch how people move. You definitely have to watch how people move and then treat them accordingly.
Yeah, ain't no beef.
That's what I learned from HB. I was, I had seen her with many a fallout, but I was always just like, shit, I ain't did nothing to her.
Right.
So after that shit, I done definitely learned. I watch all y'all, and that's another reason why I really don't care. It's so much like when you really like kind of remove. That's I think I told AJ this once. Like when you remove your feelings from this shit, like when you're just a naturally caring person and you naturally love on people and care for people, it's hard to do. But when you remove that shit, a lot of this shit be so fugazi and just nonsensical and weird and dumb, and it really makes you realize a lot of these motherfuckers was in classes with three other motherfuckers. Them people
Talk
had to
in,
get grown
Trina.
too. They had to get grown too, and they out in the world with phones and internet too. When you sit back, you be like, hold the fuck up, G. I'm not about to argue with you, dude. That's why when I was arguing with $2, I'm just saying anything. I don't give a damn what I'm because the argument doesn't matter. You think you making me mad? You're not making me mad. I could care less. So that's how I feel about it. To be honest, a lot of this shit, a lot of these people in my opinion, do not have an inner thought. They don't have an inner dialogue. They cannot think for themselves. They have no deductive reasoning or conducive reasoning. They have nothing. So when you sit back and you really pay attention to it, it's like, dude, nah, I'm not about to argue with you. I don't give a damn what you're talking about, bro. I don't care what you say, who you bring up, who you try to drag. It's over with. No, I know you was in the class with three other people and it was just y'all four. I'm cool.
I
I
agree with you,
personally just
Trina,
don't like
100%.
arguing. Period. Like it's just like it's a waste of breath for real, for real. Because why? I just don't like to do it.
Why do you and Jay have such an issue, AJ? I don't have an issue with Jay. Jay got an issue with me. Y'all have to pay attention to people who go around the app and go out of their way to speak on a person that hasn't spoken on them. If y'all recall correctly, we were just streaming hippie field report just from the other day. And two of my haters, the ones we just named, Lan and Jay, go out of their way to bring up my name. Nowhere near, nowhere around, never had an issue with you. You don't know me. Why? Why? You was just over there rallying behind AP. Speaking on kids is disgusting, and now you talking on mine. Why? You don't even know me. I don't have an issue with Jade. I don't know Jade. Have you seen Jade? I would never be close with Jade. We ain't never been friends to fucking for her to have a fucking issue with me. I don't know her. She's ugly. She would never be somebody that I would sit around and hang up with ever.
On that sentiment, some people just feed off of that just to have a conversation, and then they tie it in, and it has nothing to do with the conversation at hand at all. And then when they get they tail twisted by the person that they sit here talking about, then they want to say, "Oh well, I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything." You're lying. You're lying. And then you want to try to say, "Oh well, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. That's just how it is." No, you're
Everybody love to
lying.
holler about what they ain't did. You right about that now, too.
You're lying. Yeah.
Oh, y'all know I don't tell lies. What's the next question? Give me another messy question down there.
My lord. I think that the word friends is used too fucking loosely on this app. Too loosely. I remember back in the day before y'all kind of came on the app or whatever. Petty got into a real big old beef because she would always say, "I ain't none of y'all motherfucking friend. I ain't nobody friend," and actually had a full falling out about that for her saying, "I don't have any. I'm not any of you all's friends. I don't have any friends on this app." You know, and I just think that the word is just used too loosely.
It ain't just on this app, Erica. I promise you. It's not just on this app. It's also in real life too. Co-workers, people you see or know around here or around
Yeah,
wherever you are. They do it. Oh, that's my friend. Oh, that's my.
Well, I think that people have different definitions of the word friend.
That's what I was about to say.
I think friendship is a spectrum, and that while I might use the word, it might not mean the same thing as, like, let's say I'm friends with all four of y'all, right? But I'm not the same friend to all four of y'all, and we don't have the same relationship. So while I can agree that I see what y'all are saying, the term do be used loosely in your opinion, I think that the definition is different for you. So that's okay. It don't mean that we using it wrong. It's just there's a spectrum.
But even with that spectrum, you okay? Let me use you as an example, if I will, please. So you might think of me as a lower level friend, right? But then I'm thinking of you as this almost best friend. And then when something happens, I'm looking at you like, well, you're not going to defend me. You're not
Well,
going to do this.
then
You're not
I'm
going to do
sorry,
that.
but dear, you're wrong. You would be the
And
person
they
who's
are.
wrong.
And they are. They
Because
are
if you
100.
thought that we had a best friend friendship, then that's a conversation that you and that person need to be having about what the expectations are.
And that's what they need to be doing instead of assuming that we have this close knit relationship. Oh, that's my friend. Oh, we this, we that. But then when that other
I
friend
still don't think that
not
has anything to
hollering,
do with using the term loosely, though, Tika. It's the term is still there. It's just like you said, the levels. When you get in
yeah,
any kind of relationship with anybody, friendship, next ship, any kind of ship,
The
you need to
term
be
yes, yeah,
communicating where everybody is. Everybody.
right,
is
right.
the term being used too loosely, or is the meaning for the people on this app too loose? Because
I
the thing
think
about
the
it is, when we
meaning.
hear people saying "friend, friend, friend," and Petty, Erica used Petty, so I'll use that same example. The reason I Speak was so upset was because he felt that him and Petty interacted as friends. So my thing is, I always feel like it's a convenient cop out when you done did some fuck shit, after you have been friendly with somebody to say, oh, well, we're not friends, we never established a friendship. If we're friendly with one another, if we're having conversation with one another, if we talk to one another, whether it be DMs or whether it be text messages, if we've sat and spoke for hours, we're cool. We're friends. You're not my acquaintance. You're not somebody I see in passing once or twice a month. You're somebody I interact with on a daily basis. That's a friendship. Now, it may not be a friendship like, you my main apple scrapple. I've known you since fifth grade, but we interact on a daily basis with some camaraderie. That's a friendship. Now, when you do something that could be viewed as disloyal or could be viewed as moving funny, then it's convenient to throw up, well, we never discussed or established that we had a friendship. But you never said that while you were interacting with me on a daily basis. So I don't think it's thrown around loosely. I think people interact like friends until they want to be on some bullshit.
And that's just like I said. Some people may be more invested than the other. And once they realize that they more invested than the other, that's where the conflict comes in at. Because the other one that ain't that invested does some diabolical shit, and then you looking like, how could you? I've done blah 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 for
I
you.
also think that with
Could
my
you?
friends, I use the word friend, right? So if I'm talking to you or I'm talking to somebody else and I call you my friend, then when I say that, if you ain't my friend, you need to be getting clear with me that we ain't friends and I just used the wrong term. Not waiting until some shit done went down and now we ain't friends.
But are
Right.
You
you
get what I'm saying?
receptive
Like,
to
cause
that?
to me
But
that's
you have to be in a
I get
receptive
very angry.
mindset to receive that, right? But you also know that people are not receptive to that feedback
what you mean.
as well.
Maybe,
So
well, now, I
hold
don't,
on, Trina,
go
please.
ahead.
So, some people, like you just said, hey, if I use that term to you, tell me that that's not the title that you want me to use for you. Depending on your mood or what space you in at that time, it never, you don't know, you never know, but you know the characteristics of a person and their behaviors that they may not be receptive to, even though they're asking for that feedback, they may not be
I
receptive to
agree.
it.
I agree all the way down to the point that is now you're now responsible for being more concerned about my feelings than the truth. Cause now my feelings is now hurt double when I find out that you let me say that, talking about you was worried about some feedback, and I'm finding out that you're not my friend. So I've
I
been
was just
saying it
about
to
to
you
say
this whole
that.
That is
time,
true
and you
too.
haven't said nothing. That hurts my feelings.
But I feel
And
like
then now you done
Bella
said
hit
it,
it
that hurts my feelings
Bella
too.
hit it head on. Friend is an action word.
It doesn't matter if I am
That's all I
calling you
got.
my
No,
friend and I'm not doing the actions, you need to be telling me that. Don't let me believe, and I believe you're my friend, and you don't say that the actions are not meeting the criteria that you have for a friend. Therefore, thereby we are not friends.
That's why I said I don't think the word is thrown around loosely, because friend is an action word, and the action is that you're interacting with this person on an almost daily basis. A lot of us speak to each other 7 days a week. A lot of us spend hours upon hours with each other 7 days a week. The definition of acquaintance is somebody you see in passing by. That is the definition of an acquaintance. Somebody who you see in passing by, somebody who you do not contact on a regular. None of us are each other's acquaintances that be up on these panels. None of us. It literally does not fall into the definition. We're not acquaintances. It sounds cute to say know the difference between a friend and an acquaintance, but the reality is none of us are acquaintances, especially those of us who done met up, especially those of us who be on the back end talking for hours and hours and days. That's not an acquaintance. Now, I do also agree with a person being not receptive does not necessarily mean you don't deliver the information. Just because somebody may not like your no does not mean you just forego saying the no altogether. You still tell them your no, and how they receive it is not your responsibility. But I know I told you the truth. So anything after that, I can confidently 100% remove myself from, because I was forthcoming with you. Now, if you go on with the narrative, then that's something that you got to go sit on the lady with the couch and talk about, because I've told you the truth regardless of how you receive it. That's not my problem. That's your prerogative of how you want to receive the truth of you thinking that you have something and somebody is telling you that you don't. If you can't take that in, whether it hurts or not, again, that's a problem that you need to handle on your own. But I've done my job. I've told you the truth. I don't see you like that.
And I like that, Trina. I like that a lot because there is a lot of that going along today. It is a lot of that where people are, how would you say, delusional in friendships. They're delusional to where they think that you are all of this part of their lives. You're this, you're that, and then they turn around and look at you when you don't do something for them or you don't say something for them. They come back and say, oh, well, I thought you was my friend. Dude, I just told you. Oh, girl, I just told you. We not friends like that. And then they're gassed and want to do some harm to you because they feel hurt. It's crazy. It's crazy. This world is crazy.
We have any more questions? I was kind of liking them.
And a lot of people don't even look at it like that. A lot of people don't look at it like that. They think that. Are you talking, AJ? Okay. But yeah, the world don't look at it like that, and they think that it's okay. But sometimes you really got to watch your back with those types of people. You really got to watch your back with those types of people. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example where I had to call out of work because I was so pissed off and so mad. And if I went to work, I literally probably would have fought at work. I had this person where I thought was my friend. I told her that I was, actively dating, right? And then I gave her some little tidbit just to, test the waters a little bit on the person I was dating outside of the person she thought that I was more into. When I turned around and I got a phone call the next day and I got pictures and everything else, and that person said, oh, so how is it with your white boyfriend? Wait, what? Wait.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
I'm a hush.
Yeah. And I was
Oh,
like,
so your
are you
friend
kidding me
told
right now?
the
She
new
was like,
dude
yeah.
about the
I
old
just
dude
got
and
this
sent
news.
him all the information.
I'm sorry.
Your friend told the new dude about the old dude and told him, send him all the pictures of him. Okay, stream who? Trina, what's your message question?
I don't know if I have one, you guys. If I'm being honest, I've been so peaceful feeling lately.
Shaded stream Simply Majestic.
Oh, I got one. No, I can't ask that. Ah, never mind.
Hurry up, Shaded, turn us up.
Hold on, y'all. Damn.
Let me see it, Shaded. Turn us up.
I can't turn this camera on.
Turn us up.
What that little joke?
Oh, it's
And then she got
Chloe.
her ass handed to her. Now she's gonna be crying in the car.
And my thing is, okay, let me ask this: am I the only person who streamed for AJ over there besides Shaded?